Hello everyone, my name is Sofia Arefeen and today I'm going to discuss about our assignment number 2. So first, I tried to determine the point group of the given crystal. So I took photographs of the crystal and observed the external morphology. After observing the crystal, I can say that the sides of the crystal or the edges of the crystals were not equal to each other. So I can say that A is not equals to B and not equals to C. So it can be a triclinic, monoclinic or orthorhombic system. Again, if we observe the angles, we can see that alpha is equals to gamma were not equals to beta, or we can see that the two angles were almost equals to each other, but they were not equals to the third angle. So this can be a monoclinic system, and we know that in monoclinic system we can have three point groups which are 2, 2 by m and m. So the possible point groups of these crystals are 2, 2 by m and m. Next, I solved and refined the crystal structures of the given data files and then generated the crystal packing diagram and stimulated the powder XRD. So we were given with three data files which contains both INS and HK file individually. So and we had to refine it and solve the structure. So first I solved the structure using OLX2 software. So first I put the INS file into the OLX2 software and it shows the space group, and so then I solved it and it shows some brown spheres in the screen. Then I assigned the atoms according to the provided model structures and refined it. After the first refinement, I refined it again anisotropically and I observed a very significant decrease in this R value. So after that I added hydrogen and I refined it again. So after doing 3-4 refinement, when I get a considerable low R value, I also include the wet parameter and refine it again. And I refine it until I get a shift value of 0.00. At the end of this refinement, we also get a corrected chemical formula of the compound. So the first data file was the hydrochlorothiazide, and at the end of this refinement we should do the report. So in report file we have the crystal data which contains the empirical formulas, the formula weight, temperature, the space group, the cell parameters like the ABC, alpha, beta, gamma, the volume, and along with other parameters. It also includes the bond lengths and the bond angles. So during this refinement, a zip file is also get generated, and using this zip file, I made this crystal packing diagram using the Vesta software. And as it was a monoclinic system, so I preferred to show the unit cell along the B axis, as we know that for monoclinic system B is the unique axis. Now next I stimulated the powder XRD pattern using the Vesta. We can do this using the zip file. In the data 2, I refined and solved the structure similarly, and it contained riluzole drug along with this malic acid, and the refinement and solving procedure was same. It shows a R value of 3.57. Again, in the report file, it contains the empirical formula the weight, temperature, the cell parameter, the space groups, and also the bond lengths and bond angles. So this is also a monoclinic system. So this is the unit cell or the crystal packing diagram. And again, as it is a monoclinic system, I prefer to show the crystal along with the B-axis. This is the powder XRD, stimulated powder XRD pattern using the Vesta software. The third sample or the third data file contains the riluzole drug along with the phosphoric acid. And here we can also see the hydrogen bonding interactions between the drug and the phosphoric acid. So again, I solved and refined it in a similar way using the OLEX2 software, and I get a R value of 3.14. At the end of this refinement, I get a report which includes the chemical formula, the weight, the temperature, space group, the cell parameters, along with the bond lengths and the bond angles. And during this refinement, it generates a zip file, and using this zip file, we can easily generate a crystal packing diagram using Vesta. So again, this is a monoclinic system, and the space group is P21 by C. By the zip file, we can also stimulate the powder XRD pattern of this sample using the Vesta. So this was our assignment where we actually try to determine the point group of a crystal by just observing it externally, and where we performed structure solution and refinement of structure using OLEX, and crystal generation of crystal packing diagram, and generation of and stimulation of powder XRD pattern using Vesta software. Thank you so much.